Now that you've read The Big Bus again, we're going to answer some questions about it on page 11. Before we read the questions, we have to talk about a few things. So, when someone asks you a question like, "Are you a kid?" you have an answer, and you might do something with your head. And since my head is not on the camera and my hands are, I'm going to show you what you might do if you were using your hands to answer those questions. So if someone said, "Are you a kindergartner?" you might nod your head yes. So you can try that with your head, and you can try it with your hand. If somebody asked you, "Can you drive a car?" you would shake your head no. So on our page today, when we answer the questions, if the answer is no, we're going to circle this kid who's shaking his head, and look at those whooshing lines. That means his head is moving from side to side, and that means no. And if the answer is yes, we're going to shake the girl's head where she's nodding, and you see the whooshing lines on the top and the bottom because she's moving from up to down, up and down, up and down. Nodding means yes. Okay? So no, yes. And try that with your head. No, yes. The other thing we have to talk about before we read the questions are a few of the little bit more tricky words in the questions. So before we read them, I want to go over those words. Here is a word. I'm going to chop it, and you can write it along with me. D. E. S. K. I'll chop that one again. D. Is. K. S. So write this word down. And then we're going to start blending it back together. Discuss. 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 What in the world does discuss mean? I think that the Super Kids did it in about the bus. They discussed the bus. What did they do? Yes, they talked about what they were going to do with that dirty bus. So discuss means they talked about it. Nice job. Now let's try a memory word. That means I cannot chop it. I just have to spell it for you to write. So I'm going to use a finger space, and you can write along with me. T-H-E. Do you remember what this memory word is? The. Very good. And our sentence that we use, the apple is red. So we're going to see the word the in these questions a lot of times. So it's best we know the word so we don't have to think too hard about it when we get to it. And then there is one more word, and this one we can chop. And I'm going to start with a capital letter because I want to see if you can tell what it says when I use a capital letter. So it sounds like I, S. And I'm going to fix my I there because the bottom part went a little crazy on me. Is. This is the word is, and we use that a lot when we ask questions. Is the sun out today? Oh, so far, no. Is your favorite color green? Yes, my favorite color is green. So we have some, these words, discuss, the, and is, that we're going to see in these questions. So now let's look at the questions. What a great thing to do before you read along with me is to pause your video and read the first question. and then play your video again and we'll read it together. So let me say that one more time, because that way you're using a lot of your own brain first, and then you're kind of checking with me. So what you should do right now is pause the video so that you can read this first sentence on your own. And now that you're back, we will read it together. Did the super kids discuss the bus? I'm going to try that one more time now that I've found out all the words and I've chopped them and I know what it says. Did the super kids discuss the bus? So we have to decide, did the super kids discuss the bus? No or yes? Yes, they did discuss the bus. So let's circle the girl's head who is saying yes by nodding. Now pause again so you can read the next sentence. And now that you're back, we'll read it together. Is the bus a bit odd? Let's try that one more time. Is the bus a bit odd? Well, what do you think, friends? Do buses usually have plants growing on them and bugs crawling all over and lots of dust and no wheels? They don't usually. So I would say yes, this bus is a bit odd. Pause your video to read the next sentence. And now that you're back, we'll read it together. Is the bus still fast? One more time. Is the bus still fast? What do you think? Can this bus still drive fast? No, this bus doesn't even have wheels, so of course it can't drive fast. I think there are plants growing inside where the motor should be. Pause your video and read the next sentence. Now that you're back, we'll read it together. Did Tick dust off the bus? Did Tick dust off the bus? What do we think? Sometimes when readers can't remember, they look back at the story, and that's what we're going to practice right now. Because I remember Tick, Tack, and Tock doing something with the bus, but I don't remember if Tick was dusting the bus. So I'm going to turn my page back to where I see Tick, Tack, and Tock. And who is helping dust the bus? It is Tick, yes. So, did Tick dust off the bus? Our answer is yes. Great job looking back at the story to make sure that you understood it correctly. Read the next sentence and pause the video. And now that you're back, we'll read it together. Is the bus big? Let's try it one more time. Is the bus big? Do you remember from the story? Yes, the bus is big. Sal is the one who says, but the bus is big. And we know buses are pretty big. We have one more sentence to read, so pause your video and then come back when you're done. And now that you read it on your own and you're back, let's read it together. Did the super kids fill the bus? What does fill mean? Fill is when you stuff something full. Maybe you have an empty water bottle and you fill it to the top with water. Can you put any more water in? No. So did the super kids fill up the bus? Yes, they did. Look at this. There doesn't look like there's any more space in there. So our answer is yes. The super kids filled up the bus. When we read a story, it's a very good idea to ask yourself questions kind of like these to know if you understood the story. Readers don't want to read a story and then forget it or not understand it. So if they forget or don't understand, they have to go back and read again. And that's why we read stories more than once a lot of times. Remember to have someone take a video of you reading a sentence or a picture of you working in your book and send it to me. You can email it to me, or even easier is to add it to your Class Dojo portfolio. And I will see you later.